You know, we spend a lot of time chasing the cutting edge, wireless everything, cloud, AI. But today, I want to look at a problem that sounds simple, but is actually, well, it's a physics nightmare.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What's the nightmare?
Distance. How do you get a high quality video signal from a computer to a monitor that is, and I mean this literally, 3 football fields away?
Uh, yes, that is a nightmare.
So for our deep dive, we're looking at one very specific piece of hardware that solves this. The NTI ST-C5V2A-R-1000SP, a bit of a mouthful.
Right, the high-res VGA receiver, that's part of the X series. And you're right, it's a classic infrastructure challenge. You've got a server safely locked away, but the display needs to be out in the wild.
An airport terminal, a factory floor.
A mall, yeah. Anywhere public.
Exactly. And your standard video cable, it just gives up after maybe 50 feet. You get ghosting, signal loss, the works. So the mission for this NTI unit is to send a clear analog VGA signal up to 1,000 feet.
Which is a huge distance.
It is, but the how is what really got me. I was expecting fiber optics or some, super thick proprietary cable.
That's the logical assumption. But no, this whole system runs on standard CT5, CT5E, or CT6 cable.
Just regular Ethernet cable, the stuff you have coiled up in a drawer somewhere.
That's the one, and that's the genius of it. You have a broadcast unit, the VOPEX at the computer, and then this X receiver at the far end. They just create a bridge using plain old networking cable.
Which, for an installer, is a dream. That stuff is flexible, it's cheap, it's everywhere. But, and here's where I got skeptical, we're talking about an analog VGA signal, digital, like HDMI, it either works or it doesn't. But analog degrades, it gets fuzzy.
It does. And yet, the specs on this thing claim support for resolutions up to 2048 by 1536.
Wait, what? That's massive. That's better than standard HD. How does the image not look like a complete mess at 1,000 feet?
It's all in the signal processing. This box isn't just a passive adapter. It has an auto-adjustment feature. See, when you push video over twisted pair cable, the different colors, red, green, and blue, they actually arrive at slightly different times.
Right, that's skew. You see it as like color bleeding at the edges of things.
Exactly. This unit automatically compensates for that. It measures the cable length and the delay, and it fixes the skew. It cleans up the image for you.
So it gets rid of that old problem where you had to get a tiny screwdriver and manually tweak a little dial to focus the image.
Gone. It does it all on its own. And it's not just video, right?
No, I saw that. It has a 3.5mm stereo jack.
Which is crucial. Think digital signage. You almost always need audio for alerts or background music. This sends CD-quality audio right down the same line. No running a separate audio cable.
That's smart. But I want to circle back to something the manufacturer kept highlighting. Pure hardware. In an age of software updates and drivers, that phrase really jumped out at me.
It's a huge selling point for enterprise IT. Pure hardware means no drivers. Nothing to install on the server. Your operating system could update. You could switch from Windows to Linux. This box doesn't care.
It just passes the signal. That feels so much safer. It eliminates a major point of failure.
Precisely. If the screen goes black, you know it's not a driver crash.
Speaking of failure, the build on this thing, it looks like a tank. It's this rugged steel case with a powder coat finish.
Oh yeah, it's not for your living room. This is industrial gear. Think about those flight information boards. That environment can be dusty, chaotic. You want the expensive computer tucked away somewhere safe, hundreds of feet away, with just this rugged little box at the display.
That totally reframes the price for me. It's listed around, what, $595 for a home user? That's crazy. But for an airport where that screen absolutely cannot go down.
It's an insurance policy.
Yeah.
You're paying for reliability, for distance, for clarity.
It's such a fascinating bridge technology, you know? We're in a digital world, but there is still so much legacy VGA infrastructure out there. This lets that old tech perform at a modern scale.
It prioritizes reliability over proximity. It proves that sometimes wireless isn't the answer. Sometimes the answer is a steel box and a very, very long copper cable.
Which leaves us with a final thought to wrap this up. We are all rushing toward this wireless, fully digital future. But if our most critical infrastructure, airports, hospital security systems, if they still rely on rugged, wired, analog hardware like this to guarantee stability, what does that really say about the fragility of our modern wireless world?
It says that when failure truly isn't an option, we still trust the wire.
Something for you to think about. That's all for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.